RIMURU go back in time by Rimu-chi. Orc Lord and oop little bit too much strength. Rimuru's POV. It's been 2 days since we started preparing, and tomorrow is the meeting with the Lizardman Chief. I already sent Soka to keep an eye on Gabiru and prevent him from doing anything reckless, so that's one less thing to worry about. Honestly, that guy, he can be so single-minded sometimes. Now, let's go over who's coming with me on this expedition. Shizu offered to help, but I asked her to stay behind to look after the nation while I'm away. Rain is here as well to assist her, so I can leave with peace of mind. Benimaru, Shion, Hikuro, Ranga, Gobta, the Goblin Riders, and Soe will be joining me. If you look closely, they don't harbor any resentment toward the orcs, quite different from how things were before. I've explained to them about the Orc Lord, the nature of the threat we're facing, and my plan of action. They all agreed to support me, and seeing that trust from my comrades really helps ease the tension. 5 hours later. Alright, everyone. Let's go, I say, signaling the start of our journey. Yes, Rimuru-sama. They respond in unison, their voices filled with determination. I can't help but feel a sense of pride in their loyalty. While Benimaru and the others travel conventionally, Soe and I decide to teleport ahead to the Lizardman camp to meet their chief and assess the situation directly. Establishing a strong alliance is crucial, and I want to understand their circumstances firsthand. As we teleport, the surroundings blur, and we appear in the Lizardman camp. Soka, the chief's daughter, is kneeling before me. Rimuru-sama, I'm so glad you arrived safely, she says, visible relief in her eyes. Yes, it's good to see you too, Soka. I smile, but my expression shifts as I ask, tell me, has that reckless brother of yours done anything foolish? I hope he hasn't caused any problems. Her face falls, and she nods solemnly. I'm afraid he has, my lord. Gabiru took his followers and left earlier today, claiming he'd challenge the Orc Lord on his own. I sigh, rubbing my temples. Of course he did. That stubborn fool. Soe crosses his arms and adds, it seems he didn't grasp the severity of the situation. Soka lowers her head apologetically. I'm truly sorry for his behavior. Please, let me help fix this mess. I shake my head, trying to ease her worry. Don't worry, Soka. I'll handle it. Just stay here with the others and keep the lizardmen safe. She nods, a look of admiration in her eyes. Yes, Rimuru-sama. Thank you. 4 hours later, when Benimaru and the others arrive. Finally, Benimaru and the others reach the Lizardman camp, looking ready for battle. Benimaru approaches me, nodding with a confident smile. We're all set, Rimuru-sama. The Lizardman chief steps forward and bows respectfully. Sir Rimuru, I have gathered my forces. Please, allow us to assist you in this fight. I smile at the chief's sincerity and dedication. Thank you for the offer, but don't worry. We have this under control. I already have a plan for dealing with the orc army. He hesitates but then nods respectfully. Understood. We place our trust in you. Turning to my own group, I give a nod. Alright, everyone, let's prepare. Soe, keep tabs on Gabiru's location. I don't want him getting in our way. Understood, Rimuru-sama, Soe replies, disappearing into the shadows to scout. Benimaru, his eyes gleaming with excitement, cracks his knuckles. Finally, a real challenge. I've been waiting for this. Shion grips her greatsword, her gaze intense. The Orc Lord will regret crossing paths with us. Even Gobta, usually laid back, looks determined. I'll do my best, Rimuru-sama. I smile, reassured by their resolve. Good. Remember, we're here to protect these people and stop a greater threat. Let's work together. The Lizardman chief watches us with awe as we move into formation. Then, with a loud cry, I give the command. Let's go, everyone. Our battle begins now. And with that, our fight against the orc army is underway. A few minutes later, the orc army marches through the swamp, heading to destroy the Lizardman camp, just as I expected. I instruct Benimaru and the others to engage in battle. I send Gobta, the Goblin Riders, and the Tempest Wolves to rescue Gabiru and his subordinates. Knowing him, it's a pretty easy task. Soka is flying beside me as I watch the battle unfold from above. I wonder why she's so eager to stay with me. I think to myself. Notice, individual Soka has developed romantic feelings toward Master. My new informer skill delivers the message, catching me off guard. She what? This skill is getting on my nerves, only 5 more months until Seal returns to me. Until then, I have to make do with this. Sigh. Flying above the battlefield, I can see Benimaru effortlessly tearing through the orcs. On the way to Geld's location, I feel an intense gaze watching me. Finally, I arrive where Geld is, the battlefield littered with fallen orcs. Nearby, Ranga and the other Tempest wolves confront the orc general. Your pathetic goblins and wolves won't change anything. We'll kill everyone. The orc general sneers. Oh, really? Ranga growls with a fierce glare, summoning a storm. His evolution into a Tempest Star Wolf completes as his father evolves into a Supreme Void Wolf. In one swift movement, Ranga takes down the orc general. Now you see, orcs, this is only a fraction of the power granted by our master. The remaining orcs are visibly terrified. This marks a new beginning, Benimaru declares. And another victory for Rimuru-sama, Hikuro adds. They're certainly enjoying themselves, aren't they? I ask Soka. Yes, master. They surely are, she responds, her cheeks flushing slightly. I can't help but notice her blush when I ask that. Maybe Informer wasn't wrong, Soka is definitely in love with me. Well, I'll think about that later. The Orc Lord finally arrived, just as I expected. Weaklings. Eat them, devour them, kill them all. The Orc Lord roared, his voice filled with bloodlust as he ordered his troops. But then, someone else crashed into the battlefield, interrupting the chaos. Gabiru shouted excitedly, Gelmud-sama. You've come to help us. I sighed to myself, oh right, I forgot, Gabiru is an idiot. Gelmud, however, didn't look pleased at all. His face twisted in fury as he snarled, how dare you ruin my plans. Just a bit more, and a new demon would have been born. And you nuisances ruined everything. He glared at Gabiru, his voice dripping with contempt. Idiots like you should just die and become power for the Orc Lord. This is enough. He yelled, raising his hand. Now die. Death dance. With that, he cast a powerful spell, launching it straight at Gabiru. Before the spell could hit, I intervened, absorbing the attack with ease. Gelmud looked at me in disbelief, and I met his gaze with a smirk. Is this all you can do? I asked, almost disappointed. If so, then just die. I activated Void God Azathoth, consuming him completely in an instant. The battlefield fell silent as everyone watched, dumbfounded by how effortlessly I eliminated him. With Gelmud gone, I turned to the Orc Lord and spoke calmly, listen here, Orc Lord. Surrender now. I have to kill you, but I'll take your people under my protection. The Orc Lord looked at me, impressed yet determined. You're a greedy one, he replied, but if I'm going to die, I'll die fighting. I want to know the strength of the one who claims he can lead my people. I admired his resolve. He was a strong leader at heart. I asked my informer, after I defeat him, is there a way to bring him back to life? Answer. Number. Individual Geld's soul is already corrupted beyond repair. I sighed, knowing this battle would be his last. Just then, I received another notification. Notice. Individuals Clayman, Carrion, Frey, and Milam Nava are observing you, Master. A grin spread across my face. Oh. Is that so? Then let's give them a little show. I turned to my subordinates, gathering their attention. Listen up, everyone. I challenge the Orc Lord. If I win, all orcs become my subordinates. Stop killing them and observe closely. I'm about to teach you something valuable about the battlefield. The Orc Lord, or rather Geld, didn't waste time. He charged forward, swinging a massive sword at me. Calmly, I caught the blade between two fingers, stopping his attack effortlessly. Lesson number 1, I said, looking at him. Never lower your guard in battle. I then snapped his sword in half with a flick of my wrist. Geld stumbled back, stunned, but I wasn't finished. Lesson number 2. Always maintain a safe distance between you and your enemy. With a single finger, I tapped his chest, sending him flying 20 to 30 feet back, crashing hard onto the ground. Everyone stared in stunned silence. I could see the disbelief in their faces, their expressions practically screaming, that was more than just a small tap. Trying to hold back a chuckle, I muttered, oops. Maybe I used a bit too much strength. Sorry about that. The priceless look on their faces was more than satisfying. I walked over to the unconscious Geld, kneeling beside him. You fought well, Geld. I'll make sure to look after your people from now on. With a final gesture, I used Azathoth to devour him, ensuring he would no longer suffer. I glanced toward a spy hidden among the trees in the distance, Clayman's one of subordinate. Smirking, I picked up a small rock, flicking it in their direction. It struck him Am's dead center, causing his head to explode. No one else seemed to notice, so I moved on without worry. Author note: I skipped this meeting. Man, why meetings so boring to write? During the meeting, I took all the orcs under my command, just as I did in my previous timeline. I proposed that we should live together in harmony. Each race would contribute to our shared community. The lizardmen would share water and fish, the goblins would provide equipment, clothing, and shelter, while the orcs would assist with building. This way, every race in the Jura forest could live together peacefully. The Dryads even accepted me as their ruler, officially solidifying my leadership. Thus, the Jura alliance was re-established once again. We headed back home with the orcs, Gabaru and his subordinates, and some other lizardmen who decided to join us. Upon returning to Tempest, I granted names to 150,000 orcs and 130 lizardmen. I even overwrote Gabiru's name. Soka was already named, but she brought one of her friends with her, so I named them as well. They became her subordinates.